A dog may suddenly become gentle around a baby. A cat may sit nearby and watch more carefully than usual. A horse may lower its head around a small child, as if it knows one wrong movement could be too much. And in the wild, elephants, apes, dolphins, and even some birds can react to babies with a level of attention that looks strangely familiar to us. They slow down. They watch. They behave differently. Sometimes they even seem to understand that the tiny creature in front of them is fragile. But do animals actually recognize human babies? Do they know that a baby is not just a smaller, louder, stranger version of an adult human? Or are they simply reacting to clues like size, smell, sound, movement, and the way humans behave around it? Because from an animal's point of view, a human baby is a very unusual creature. It does not move like an adult. It does not smell like an adult. It does not sound like an adult. It cannot walk properly, feed itself, defend itself, or follow normal social rules. It cries suddenly. It grabs without warning. It stares. It makes high-pitched noises. It moves in short, clumsy bursts. And somehow, every adult human nearby becomes extremely focused the moment it makes a sound. So even if an animal does not understand the full human idea of a baby, it can still notice that something unusual is happening, and that may be the real answer. Animals may not recognize human babies exactly the way we do, but many of them can recognize signals: smallness, weakness, helpless movement, high sounds, different smells, and the intense attention of the adults around them. To a socially intelligent animal, those signals matter. The animal may not be thinking, "This is a human infant," but it may understand, "This is not a normal adult." And sometimes, that is enough to change its behavior. We can see this most clearly in animals that already have strong social lives. Elephants, for example, are famously attentive around calves. A baby elephant is not just left to figure things out alone. The mother protects it, but other females may also stay close, touch it, guide it, and react when it becomes distressed. If a calf is threatened, adults may gather around it, using their bodies like a living wall. That tells us something important. Many animals do recognize youth and vulnerability within their own species. They know that young animals move differently, sound different, and need different treatment. Primates show something similar. Baby apes and monkeys attract intense attention inside the group. They are carried, watched, inspected, protected, and sometimes even fought over. Adults and older group members often respond to infants as special members of the social world. They are not strong yet. They are not independent yet. They need care, and the group behaves as if it knows that. But the question becomes stranger when the baby is human. A human baby is not a puppy, a calf, a kitten, or a baby monkey. To another animal, it belongs to a completely different species. So why do some animals still seem to recognize that it is young? Part of the answer may be that many babies share similar signals across species. Young mammals often have smaller bodies, softer features, higher sounds, weaker movement, and a need for protection. These signals are not identical, but they can be close enough to trigger attention in animals that are already sensitive to vulnerability. A human baby may not look like a baby of their own species, but it still looks helpless. And helplessness is something many social animals can read. Dogs are the most obvious example, because dogs have spent thousands of years living beside humans. They are not just animals that tolerate us. They are animals shaped by human homes, human voices, human routines, and human emotions. The dog does not only observe the baby, it observes the humans around the baby. The humans become softer, quieter, more careful, and more protective. They respond immediately when the baby cries. They hold it carefully. They gather around it. They change the rhythm of the household around it. And dogs are experts at noticing what humans treat as important. So a dog may not understand human childhood in a human way, but it can understand that this small creature has become socially important. It is part of the family group now. And once something is inside the group, many dogs respond differently. They may move slower. They may watch more closely. They may become calmer. They may act curious, cautious, or even protective, not because they fully understand what a baby is, but because they understand enough. They understand that the baby is different. They understand that the humans care. They understand that the tiny creature belongs. Cats can be harder to read, because cats often behave as if every new situation must first be judged from a safe distance, with quiet suspicion. But even cats can react differently around babies. Some keep away and observe. Some become curious but cautious. Some are clearly annoyed by the noise, but still remain nearby. Others may eventually settle close to a baby once it becomes part of the familiar home environment. For a cat, the baby may first be a strange new creature that smells wrong, moves badly, and screams too much. But over time, the baby can become part of the territory, part of the routine, and part of the household. That does not mean the cat understands the baby like a person does, but it may recognize that this tiny human is connected to the humans it knows. And that means it is not just a random intruder. Horses offer another interesting example. Horses are prey animals, which means they are highly sensitive to body language, tension, sudden movement, and emotional energy. Many horses behave differently around children than around adults, especially when they are familiar with people and properly trained. Some become stiller. Some move more carefully. Some seem to lower their energy around smaller humans. A horse does not need to understand human age in a human way. It may simply recognize small size, unstable movement, nervous energy, and the careful behavior of the adults nearby. Again, the animal may not know everything, but it knows enough to adjust. And this is the pattern that keeps appearing. Some animals do not recognize human babies through language or human concepts. They recognize signals. They recognize vulnerability. They recognize social importance. They recognize that the group is behaving differently. But this does not mean animals are magical babysitters. A gentle animal is still an animal. Curiosity can become roughness. Anxiety can become guarding. Noise can become stress. A baby's sudden grab can frighten even a calm pet. A cry can confuse an animal that does not understand what is happening. And not every animal has a baby mode. Some animals may ignore babies. Some may fear them. Some may become jealous of the attention they receive. Some may see them as unpredictable. And in the wild, baby animals are not always protected by everyone. Nature can be tender, but it can also be brutal. So the interesting point is not that animals always love babies. The interesting point is that some animals can recognize enough about babies to behave differently. They may not know the full story, but they can notice weakness. They can notice care. They can notice that adults are protective. They can notice that this small creature has social value. And sometimes, those signals produce behavior that looks surprisingly close to human tenderness. This is why the human-animal bond is so strange. Humans once brought animals into their lives because animals were useful. Dogs could warn us. Cats could control pests. Horses could carry us. Goats, sheep, cattle, and chickens could feed us. Animals helped humans survive. But over time, some animals moved from the edge of human life to the center of it. They learned our homes, our voices, our routines, our moods. And eventually, some of them learned that the smallest humans matter most. A human baby is not useful to an animal. It does not feed the dog. It does not protect the cat. It does not groom the horse. It does not help the survival of an elephant, an ape, or a dolphin. And yet some animals still respond to babies as if they deserve special attention. Not always, not perfectly, not in the same way humans do, but enough to make us wonder how much they understand. So, do animals recognize human babies? The honest answer is, not exactly like humans do. They probably do not understand human babies as children, sons, daughters, or future adults. But many animals can recognize that a baby is different from a grown human. They can recognize smallness. They can recognize helplessness. They can recognize strange movement and high sounds. They can recognize the way adults become careful around it. And in animals that are social, bonded, or highly observant, those clues can be powerful. A baby changes the room. The humans become softer and more alert. The household shifts around this tiny, loud, fragile creature. The animal watches all of it. And in its own animal way, it may realize that this is not just another human. This one is smaller. This one is weaker. This one matters. And maybe that is the closest animal version of recognition. Not a perfect human thought, not a word, not a full understanding of childhood, but a quiet adjustment in behavior that says, this creature is different, and I should treat it differently.